a Canadian radio sanctuary podcast. Our guest today is Barry Douglas, Vice President of Business Operations and Governor with the Chilliwack Chiefs hockey team, which is part of the BCHL. 17 teams in the league. Barry, a bit of your history and involvement with the Chiefs.
Sure, I'd love to. Thanks for having me, John. Well, I started back in 1994-95. I was doing volunteer work with the team as a color commentator with Dale Corey. He was the play-by-play guy back in the day, and we were doing the online broadcasts, and I volunteered some time, and then, fell in love with the team. Started to grow a relationship with head coach and GM Harvey Smeal at the time. And then I was fortunate enough to get a job in the local radio station with the CHWK and started to actually cover the team on a full-time basis, being the sports reporter. Eventually got to do the play-by-play on the radio. And then Harvey Smeal and I really connected, created a really strong relationship and a good bond. And one morning I recall him saying to me, "Hey, have you ever tried sales?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "You want to try?" I'm like, "Sure." And that's honestly how it started. We went out for breakfast over some scrambled eggs and talked about our philosophies and how we could do some sales and marketing. And he gave me the opportunity to come on full-time with the Chiefs back in 99-2000. And fortunately, it's kind of worked out pretty well for myself. And, and people along the way like yourself and others who allowed me to be a single dad with my son Darnell and be able to take him with me to a lot of my jobs made a difference as well. So it's been a good run, and we're really enjoying ourselves.
Now, needless to say, May of 2018, was a very special time for the Chiefs organization. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we had the fortunate opportunity to host the national championship. At the time, it was called the Royal Bank Cup, and ourselves and Tourism Chilliwack and the City of Chilliwack, Chilliwack Tribe, created a strong partnership, a host committee, and it was a dream come true. It was 3 or 4 years in the making of a lot of hard work behind the scenes. A lot of people stepped up in our community to help us make that tournament happen. The team that year struggled a bit. We lost in the first round of the playoffs. Fans kind of didn't give us much of an opportunity or chance, thinking that we didn't have a good opportunity to win that tournament.
Now, was that to the Prince George Spruce games?
Yes, good memory. You know your stuff. So yes, this Prince George was a very strong team. They knocked us out, and then we went into the tournament as a complete underdog. We lost our first game to Wenatchee, an exciting game, and then it was really our backs were against the wall, and our new coach and GM, Brian Maloney, at the time had taken over just a month before. So he really rallied the troop, created an amazing game plan. Our guys were well conditioned. We went on to win a tight semifinal game, and then the final game against Wellington was a sold-out arena on TSN, and we brought home the gold, and that was something. I get chills right now talking about it. Something I will never, ever forget, and I know that a lot of the community will be pretty proud of that for a long time.
Now, the RBC Cup. Here's a sidebar to that. Your son Darnell had some involvement with the awards presentation.
Yes, he did. It was a proud moment for myself as well. Darnell is a Chiefs alumni. He played in our league for a few different teams and went on to college. And then after college, he became a member of the RCMP. So the committee thought it might be a good fit to have Darnell come here and be part of the award presentation, the trophy presentation in his red surge. And I won't lie, that brought tears to my eyes after that, that game. That what it was, and it was such a exciting moment to be able to have my son hand over the trophy to our team was pretty inspiring and pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a real double whammy, having your son present it and also winning the cup at the same time.
Lots of exciting happenings around not just the team but the building. Fortunately, our ownership owns the team and the building, so we've created a partnership with the City of Chilliwack and changed the name from Prospera Center to Chilliwack Coliseum. And that's been a really exciting venture. So many folks have just come over to the building and are so happy to have the name back, a community name, if you will. We've put a walking track back in at the Coliseum. So on the building side, it's been really fascinating to watch how exciting that's been. Team-wise, we have a really young squad. We do have 2 NHL draft picks in our team, Nikita Nesterenko, Minnesota Wild, and Cooper Moore, Detroit Red Wings. Those guys are worth the price of admission themselves. As expected, some growing pains. A lot of young guys learning the league. These players, it's a big adjustment coming from high school hockey and some of the lower ranks. And then when they get here, it usually takes a couple months for them to kind of acclimatize and get used to this level of play. And our coaches are very, very patient, and they know that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I'm confident our team will be competitive and be in the mix once we get into that new year. And every game is just so competitive in our league. It's any team can beat any team on any given night, so it's a lot of fun to be watching these guys play.
And the games are generally Friday, Saturday, or Sunday?
Yeah, for the most part, we try to focus our games on the weekend games. Fridays and Saturdays at 7 o'clock. Sundays are at 2 o'clock. And then we do have the odd weekday games sprinkled in.
Can you tell us a little bit about the BCHL itself? Was it not once BCJHL?
It was the British Columbia Junior Hockey League for quite a few years, and now it's the British Columbia Hockey League. As you mentioned, there are 17 teams. Next year, we will be 18 teams strong as the Cranbrook squad is coming into the league next year, the Bucks, led by Scott Niedermeyer. So that's going to be pretty neat to see us get to 18 teams. We have teams on the island, 5 teams there. Obviously, the mainland with Coquitlam, Langley, Surrey, and ourselves. Prince George in our division as well, and then a good influx of interior teams. And Wenatchee, an American team, is in our league as well. And the Wild are always a very competitive team. And if you like to travel and just watch spontaneous games, go to Wenatchee. They do a great job in that building. Lots of energy, a lot of fun.
Now the name Niedermeyer rings a bell.
Yeah, he's a big name. He's obviously one of those guys who's done it all. He's won at the junior level, won at the NHL level, won at the Olympic level, and now he's an owner of a junior hockey team. His son plays in the league as well for Penticton, so obviously a major connection there. It really, again, raises our level of our league when you have folks like that involved. It really brings more attention, and again, it creates a higher level all across the board, business and hockey-wise.
Anybody wants to find out more about the Chiefs, what's the website?
ChilliwackChiefs.net, and we have a lot of social media platforms, of course, with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. You can catch all of your Chiefs happenings on any of those platforms.